Welcome back to Along Irish Roads, and what a fantastic day it is today. It's a balmy 9 degrees, the sun is out, it's the 1st of February, and we're driving through some of the most beautiful landscape in North Cork. Today we'll explore Ballygriffin, the birthplace of Nano Nagle. We'll take a walk along the river Blackwater, and we'll discover the hidden connections between this quiet corner of Ireland and global history. So we're on the road between Mallow and Fermoy. To our right hand side is the Nagle Mountains, and we picked a fantastic day to get out and about. One of the first dry sunny days of 2026, 1st of February. We're in the Ballygriffin area, a rural area around a kilometre north of Killavullen village. Driving down to the Nano Nagle Centre. So it's a very peaceful area. We're taking a quiet road down into it, and it's facing the Nagle Mountains and also overlooking the Blackwater River. It's a 32-acre site. And it's where Annette Nagle, known as Nano Nagle, was born in 1718. And she spent her childhood in this area. So there's a fantastic car park here. And we'll just find a space. So that's the Nano Nagle Centre there, Nano Nagle House. So today we're going to get out and about. We'll leave the car for a while and go for a bit of a wander. So this is the site of Nano Nagle's home. She is known all over the world for the Presentation Sisters. Here's a fantastic sundial. And the North Cork countryside in the background. So this central stone building you see here, it stands on the site of the original Nagle family home. The Nagles were a wealthy Catholic family who once owned 400 acres of farmland and orchards throughout this valley. Nano Nagle lived here as a child before being sent to France for education at the age of 10. After her time in France and her education, which influenced her to take up a life helping others. She returned here in 1748 after her mother's death, and it was during this day that she witnessed poverty of tenant farmers on the Nagle lands, and it probably influenced her path in serving the poor. So while this is Nano Nagle's place of birth, she did a lot of her work down in Cork City from the age of 30 onwards. She settled in Cork City, where she secretly opened 7 schools. She walked the streets at night with her lantern, visiting the sick, and eventually founded the Presentation Sisters. So she's buried in Cork, and she was buried there in 1784. So we might take a visit to Cork, to the site of Nano Nagle's grave in another video, if that's something people are interested in. So today the Nano Nagle Centre here serves as a heritage centre. It's a retreat facility. It's an organic farm, and it's a fitting tribute to a woman who was born into privilege but chose a life of service to the poor. So she was born during Ireland's brutal penal laws, and she witnessed firsthand how Catholics were denied education, property rights and basic freedoms. After being educated secretly in France, she returned to Ireland in the 1740s with a new purpose: to educate the poor. So she was operating in secret, because running a Catholic school could mean 3 months in prison back then. She opened up her first school for girls in Cork City in 1750, and within 10 years she was running 7 schools across the city, teaching both boys and girls reading, writing and practical skills like needlework. So in the evenings then she would walk the streets of Cork, and with the aid of her lantern, and she'd visit the sick and the dying in their homes, and the people of Cork called her the Lady with the Lantern. In 1775 she founded her own religious order, the Presentation Sisters, because existing orders wouldn't allow the freedom she needed to serve the poor. By her death in 1784, at the age of 65, Nano had educated thousands of children and inspired a movement that spread worldwide. Today, the Presentation Sisters continue her work in 24 countries. So we're taking a walk here now on the Cosmic Walk. It's a great opportunity to come from the Nano Nagle Centre into the surrounding fields, into the surrounding nature. It's a 2-kilometre trail around the property. It tells the story of the universe's evolution from the Big Bang to present day, and it's there are small information points along the way where you can scan QR codes. I tried a few of them myself, and they give you information like the formation of stars, the emergence of life, human history. So it's a cool little track to follow. So here are one of the QR codes. There's multiple of them throughout the trail. And here we have the Blackwater River. So it's one of Ireland's largest rivers at 169 kilometres long. It flows through counties Kerry, Cork and Waterford before emptying into the Irish Sea at Youghal. Here in Ballygriffin and Killavullen, the Blackwater has shaped both the landscape and history. The river drains 5 mountain ranges, including the Nagle Mountains, which are across the way there in the distance. It's famous for its salmon fishing, although the river in recent times has faced a lot of environmental challenges. If you're walking here, it's best to take care. Don't go too close. It's an open bank. And the track is a bit muddy as well, so at this time of year, good boots or good Wellingtons. But it's a fantastic walk. So we can walk all the way from Ballygriffin now here over to the village of Killavullen. So we have a bit of flooding here by the looks of it. The Blackwater is high. I used to fish on this river further upstream in County Kerry back in the 80s when I was a kid. We used to catch rainbow trout, brown trout. Back then the Blackwater was very well stocked. Now it's all permit fishing along here as far as I'm aware. So you need a fishing permit or you need to be part of a club. Either way, you can't just turn up and drop your fishing rod into the river. So we're coming along now, getting a bit closer to Killavullen. So this would have been the area that Nano Nagle herself would have frequented. And I'd imagine this trail from Ballygriffin through the fields would have been a regular route to take. So we're coming up now to Killavullen Bridge. It crosses the Blackwater here at the edge of the village. The caves just beneath it and alongside the bridge have been known to locals for centuries. You can see them across there. There's stone and there's caving in there. In the early 19th century, some were even used as dwellings, including one that housed a blacksmith, so the story goes. Fantastic limestone bridge, very atmospheric. Up in the cliff then you can see a house there. That's called Ballymacmoy House, and it has a Hennessy Cognac connection. So it's overlooking the Blackwater from the highest point in the village, Ballymacmoy House. It's the ancestral home of another world changer born in Killavullen, Richard Hennessy. He was born here in 1720 to a Catholic Hennessy family, and at the age of 20, facing persecution under the penal laws, he fled to France, joined King Louis's Irish Brigade, and after being wounded at the Battle of Fontenoy in 1745, he settled in Cognac and founded that world-famous brand, Hennessy Cognac. So the house you see is it was built in 1818, and it's still owned and inhabited by the Hennessy descendants. So the Hennessys maintain a strong Irish connection still, and the parish of Killavullen used to visit the Hennessy estate in France on their pilgrimages to Lourdes. So the connection is still in existence. So we're back again at the Nano Nagle Centre, and this bronze memorial titled Nano and the Children, fantastic sculpture created by Annette McCormack and unveiled in 2009. It shows Nano with two children holding the lantern that became her symbol, representing how she walked the dark streets of Cork each night. So we're going to take a drive now. We're leaving the Nano Nagle Centre in Ballygriffin, back in the car again. And we're going to take a spin down to the village of Killavullen. We only stood on the bridge at the entrance to the village, but we might just take a spin through here now, since the day is made for it. The sun is absolutely blinding today, which is a good complaint to have. So we're coming back now to the start of the village. We're coming back up onto Killavullen Bridge, the limestone bridge that we stood on earlier. And this is the entrance to the village itself. There's a GA pitch on the left up here, just after the bridge. So Killavullen itself is 10 kilometres east of Mallow and 32 kilometres north of Cork City. Around 200 people live here, roughly. I'm open to correction, so leave a comment if it's more or less. It's a quintessential Irish village. It's got a pub just there on the right. It's got a church up here, St. Nicholas. A grand church too. And it's got a close-knit community, very friendly. Every time I come here, I can always strike up a conversation with a friendly local. So despite its small size, Killavullen has produced another remarkable figure, Edmund Burke, the famous parliamentarian and philosopher. He received part of his early education at a hedge school here. His connection to the Nano Nagle family, so he's Nano Nagle's cousin, and that meant that he spent part of his childhood in Ballygriffin. So it's a quiet town, quiet village, and it's got a lot of history. It's in the fantastic Blackwater Valley with the Nagle Mountains in the back. You can go for walks up the Nagle Mountains. So it's an inspirational place. And it's no wonder that it has so much history and so much personality. Nano Nagle and Edmund Burke and thanks for joining me on this journey through Killavullen. If you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll get down to Cork for maybe a part 2 of this, where we'll visit the history of Nano Nagle in Cork City and the presentation sisters there. Good luck.